All right, we are on the air earlier than expected. Just heard that the Scotch for Dummies were having some technical difficulties. I don't know the details yet, but I'll look into that and make sure everything is okay. Let me pop out the chat here so we have this up here where I can see it. All right, Tom's one. Hey, Tom, good to see you. And Kenneth Kennelly? It's a little distant here. I can't really see. Let me see if I can make the font bigger so I can see your all's names better here. 1 second. Penalty, there we go. Oh, thanks, Tom. Yeah, I've been working on getting things smooth, better. It's weird. I can actually do better throughput on the up and down for the internet, but I have to use a port where I need to put the video in. And to make a long story short, it's still a guessing game, and everyone should be very Kenilty. Gotcha, Kenilty. Not the Kenilty. Kenilty. That's what. I'll have to make sure that you guys give props to Drew, because this stuff. I mean, Drew is like 1,000 times better at this stuff than I am, and I've been working in IT since like the mid '80s, believe it or not. So that dude is like unbelievable. He does this unbelievably well. I can't believe how quickly they've gone. If you watch their first Talisker video they did back a few years ago, and you watch now, the degree of just the captions and the games and the smoothness, and it's unbelievable. Drew, you're a freaking god, man. Anyway, I heard that you guys had a line cut or something. I'm not sure what that's about. Hopefully nothing major. Hopefully it wasn't someone digging in around the area. I'm not sure if you guys have like Fios or Google Fiber or Xfinity. Comcast is what they call it out here. Cox cable if you're in the middle. Hey, Dram, good to see you, man. I'm not sure what kind of service you guys got, but if they've been digging around and they hit something, it's so scary because you could be out for a little bit. So hopefully they get you fixed up if that's what it's about. I just heard like just whispers as soon as I joined the channel. I was a little late in joining. Usually I'm on their channel like about 9:15, and I was doing some other things, and I joined about 9:45, and that's when I heard something was wrong. So thanks for letting me do the show earlier. And I know some people were, I think Whiskey and the Six was having a show as well. And if he's still going, that's probably why there's not many people here yet. That's okay, though. We'll still have fun, and hopefully people will find their way over at some point. I had the great fortune of having a friend of mine. He goes by Generously Paul, one of the fellow tasters in my voyage of tasting everything around Scotland, basically. And we just ended the tour where we've pretty much hit every. I missed a couple of rounds, but close to 200 plus, different tastings and stuff. And he had an idea where he sent me this out of the blue surprise in the mail, and it's his usual box that he always uses. And I saw this note, and it had 3 envelopes in it. It had a number 1, a number 2, and a number 3. And I'm like, this is different. I've never had anyone send this to me before. It says, number 1, open first and follow instructions before opening 2 or 3. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. Whoa. I didn't foresee that happening. I gotta be careful when I open stuff. There's stickers involved. Oh my goodness. There's a peach one, a red one, a blue one, a purple one, and I think I missed one. 1 second, guys. I could have sworn I saw another one fly out somewhere. That's okay. If I'm supposed to use one without, then that's okay. At least I have 4 to mark. There might be one stuck somewhere here. Oh, there it is, yellow. So he's got 5 stickers in here. And I have a feeling we're going to be playing some blind tasting, which should be interesting. So let's get right down to business, shall we? Enclosed in this package are 5 samples, each one containing a different spirit. Your task is to properly identify each one in a blind tasting. Cool. Never done one before, so it should be fun. Now, I don't expect you to be able to tell specifically what is in each bottle. None of us are sommeliers of spirits, able to blindly identify any given whiskey expression by smell and taste alone, but it might surprise you. So instead, you will be deciphering under a somewhat broader umbrella. The 5 samples consist of 3 single malt whiskeys, 2 of which are from Scotland, one is which is not. 1 whiskey that's a blend and 1 that is not a whiskey at all. Okay, well, that should be easy to pick out, you would think, but I have no idea what this guy's picked. And this guy is like a taste master. He's the type of guy that could pick 50 different things legitimately out of something. Other people I've done this with are nowhere close to this guy's abilities. It's insane. Here's your test. Identify the single malt from Scotland that is under 15 years old. Identify the single malt that's over 15. The one that's not from Scotland. Identify the blend that may or may not be from Scotland. And identify the non-whiskey. Wow. Okay. Your only other clue is the blend is a malt blend. I'm not a blend kind of guy, other than I like Compass Box. We'll see what he's got in mind here. Once you feel that you've properly identified each sample, you may open envelope number 2. I have included an extra sticker of each color to be placed in the glass, matching the sample. Hopefully you'll own 5 glasses, which I do. And that way you don't lose track of which glass is which. Okay. I think. All right, so let's get... and I apologize for not having this better prepared. I did not know that we were going to go this early and see what we got. Dram's got a Grigaliki, I think that's how you say it. 13. I want to try it. I don't think I've had that one. I gotta go back and look and see if that's one of the earlier rounds I might have missed. What do you think about that, Dram? Is that a good one? Okay, so this guy's got the blue. So we just got to make sure when we pour this guy that and I'm not going to pour it all. I have no idea what kind of stuff he put in here. It could be, regular run-of-the-mill. It could be something extremely old. I don't want to take any chances of messing up and pouring a huge pour of a 20-year-old something or other. So let's put a blue sticker on that guy. This is a good idea. I never thought about doing this. I mean, I thought about it, but never had anyone send me a kit. That's pretty cool, I have to say. Much appreciated, Paul. You're a good buddy to be able to do this kind of stuff with. Let's see, orange. It's going to be pretty good, I think. Let's see what we got here. And I'll go through the colors and what I think. That was a little bit of more of a generous pour. Yeah, I got to be marking glasses here. We got peach. And thankfully, I have only had 1 dram so far tonight. So I am getting, not too far away where I can figure this out, hopefully. All right, let's go to number. Well, actually not number, but we'll say number 3, purple. What was the deal, Drew, with the line? Was it the internet that's did they dig around your house and cut something by accident, or was it a storm? What was going on? Got purple. We got let's see. We got red. I wonder if there's a theme to his color choices that he's picked. Oh gosh, the color on this looks interesting. It's red. Okay. I must have missed one here. Let's see, purple. One more is yellow. Almost got ahead of myself here. I hope I did that. Yeah, I did that right. Pretty sure, because I had that one on my left side. All right, one more. I'm so sorry about the delay in getting started here. We're almost there. Here's yellow. Almost thought there wasn't in there. They dropped the double pitch bottle. I got the glass one. Oh man, internet. No show. Yeah, I was wondering what happened. Did they cut the wire on you there, Drew? That dimple pinch, man, that'll get you in trouble. This color on this one's a little odd too. Now I'm kind of curious. Okay. Got our yellow. And we'll see what we got going here. Now, this is a lot more than I usually do, but this shouldn't take too long. Trying to think of, I guess it doesn't really matter what we start with, as long as I somehow record, I guess, and I guess I'll just write down a couple notes for each, like purple, yellow, red, orange, and blue. Okay, so it's the first time I'm doing this, so I'm kind of winging this. We got to figure out over 15, under 15, not from Scotland, a blend, and a non-whiskey. Okay. I guess let's go purple and see what we get here. And I'm pretty sure I did not screw these colors up. If you guys saw me do anything weird, let me know. But I think I got my colors straight when I was pouring them. I think I might have picked the non-whiskey right off the bat. This has more of a... Gotta be careful though. More almost like a gin kind of but it's not gin, it's too dark. I've never seen a dark gin before. That's what it smelled like as soon as I hit it though. As sad as that it is. A lot of floral notes. Nothing like you would think in a whiskey. I mean, I don't get the vanilla. I don't get any, fruit or toffee or butterscotch, any of that kind of stuff. This is more of like, wow, the color looks like a whiskey though. It's like nice gold color. It's gonna have a medium mouth coat, it looks like, but maybe the fruit's coming out. I should have got get some whiskey hats. That'll help out. Got our burnt toast. Oh, number 15. Marzipan. We got our Scotch whore, Mr. Broda. And we got our wheelhouse, Mr. Andrew. Oh, my. I need one more. I've got my Scotch Testament ones over there, too. But we'll just go with this for now. All right, let's get back to it. There are a few gins, Asian whiskey or rum barrels, and they are dark. Yeah. Now that I'm letting this, air out a little bit and get more into it, now I'm debating on that first initial nose if that had anything to do with it. I don't think so. Oh, it's the whole state of Indiana. Oh, cut cable somewhere. That sucks, man. The whole county was out for a day. Downloads will keep it uploads. Horrible. That sucks. Well, hopefully they get you guys fixed up. It sounds like it's a routing issue. No, not tequila, I don't think. This is like light and airy floral notes. I am getting some fruit in there now. But we're talking like really light white light grapes, white grapes, maybe a pear, maybe some mint. Wow. Nothing is funny because it looks like a dark, like a dark gold color, but there's nothing dark about the nose at all. All right, let's have a taste and see what we think. Milder than I would think it would be. It does not taste like gin at all. This has more of a wow, there's like root beer, some chocolate notes. This is a strange glass. It's hard to tell if there's any age in here. Now, that's one thing I was kind of trying to get out. And if you're going to go for age, I'm much better at detecting age off the nose than I am the taste. So I'm not getting it on the nose unless this is one of those Japanese whiskeys, but it's almost a little too sweet. Mm. It's almost got, yeah, it's like one of those old school root beer candies you suck on. I mean, it's got a little alcohol in it. It's not very hot. I'm guessing that this guy is probably 43%, maybe 40. But I'm going to stick with 43. I'm thinking that this is, I don't think it's a blend. It doesn't strike me as the blend. I'm thinking it might be the whiskey that's not from Scotland. I'm going to mark it that way for now. I might change my mind. It doesn't taste like typical Scotch to me. Not something I've ever had anything like it. It's not bad. It's just something that's not doesn't taste like corn, like bourbon, but maybe it is. I haven't had bourbon in a while. Definitely doesn't have a Scotch feel, but we'll come back and see if we change our mind. Let's go to yellow. And a little bit of a water cleanser here. Let's see. It's amazing how different I have a feeling these are all going to be. Wow, this has no legs to speak of. It's all held in a ring, which could be a heavy mouth coat, but the liquid, it's going to be a tough one to gauge. It's got some run a little bit. Nice regular, kind of a lighter gold color than that first one. Ooh, bananas and cream. Let's see. I got to make sure I also write a couple notes in that first one. That was the and like mints and florals, and I forgot what else I said about the one. What did I say besides mints and florals in that first one? I'm trying to remember what the light fruits. That's what I remember that now. Light fruits like white grapes. Okay, now this guy is a whole different beast. Really, really nice nose. I don't think it's super hot yet off the nose. We'll get to the ABV in a second, but it's got really nice like a banana, cream pie, like a eclair, sweet, sugary. Let's see. Not getting any hay or anything, nothing earthy yet. Maybe slight florals, light ones. Nice, but I'm going to say I think this is a younger Scotch. Less than 15 Scotch. It could be a blend though, and that's what's going to really throw me off because he's got one blend in here, and I know this reminds me of like a monkey shoulder, and that has a similar nose. It's got the bananas and it's got the fruit because it's made of the Kennevi, the Glenfiddich, and one more I'm forgetting. I want to say Dollywood, but I'm probably wrong. But there's three main ingredients of that blend, and this has got that same character to it. That's what it reminds me of. So I might have to wait and say this is the under 15 or blend because that's what he listed it as. May or may not be from Scotland. So I didn't even taste it yet. And I can tell from the nose, I'm pretty sure, but let's see. It's got a nice mouth coat, medium. It does have a nice sweet palate. Similar to the nose, though. Oh, my name's actually Jason, but there's so many Jasons in the whiskey world that I just go by Telex to make it easy. Very creamy, very, very nice. Oh, my. It tastes better than a monkey shoulder, though, but I haven't had monkey shoulder in ages, so he might be throwing me for a loop here. I don't think it's such an intense flavor, and I don't get any leathery attic goodness. I don't think it's an older Scotch. It's got to be either the other under 15 regular Scotch, like the Glenmorangie, reminds me of like a Two Sail, or maybe Benrack, like a 10. It has that kind of feel to it. Benrack 10 would be something I'm thinking that we might have with this. This is what I'm thinking. But we'll come back. I do think it's about same. I think it's about 43 to 46 at the most. Not a hot dram by any means, but very pleasant. I'm actually really eager to know what this yellow is because I like it no matter what it ends up being. So I'll definitely come up back to that one. All right, let's go to red. Have a little quick drink of water. Oh, wow. You're smelling a lot tonight. Ah. We might have found our age. Really nice. You could tell it's refined. I could tell it's got a nice combination going on. Very well blended. I have a feeling this is going to be an older whiskey. Plus 15 Scotch. This is more savory than sweet. It's funny because also the reason I know it's older is because I'm getting a lot of that good, nice antique funk, but I'm not able to pick out a lot of the fruits because it's not very strong smelling. And I think I get that from your younger whiskeys, like your Benriach 10s, your Glendronach 12s, your more punch in the face kind of flavor. Not to say this is going to be bad. It's going to be harder to dig out some notes, but that's not a bad thing, especially for the palate. I mean, you get some creaminess going on. This is more of like there's no banana in here. This is more of like a more straightforward vanilla cream. Let's see. It's gonna be embarrassing if I'm way off on all these. Get some florals in there. Some not really any herbal. It's like slight florals. It kind of reminds me of like an Old Macallan, maybe. I don't think I'm gonna really know until I hit that taste. Some old faint tea and tobacco. Faint tea, tobacco. I'm trying to see if there's any like chocolate or nuttiness. Spices. Maybe some white pepper, but there's some sweetness there. It's almost got like a fruity, kind of like a gumdrop kind of a smell. I know it's crazy, but that's what I'm getting. Let's have a little taste and see what we get. Sorry, guys, I've never done this before, live before, so it's kind of it's probably boring the hell out of you. It's fun to do. If you ever get a chance to do something like this, it is fun to sit down and go through it. Let me know what you guys are drinking too. Oh, Balvenie, that's the one I was missing. Jason, thank you so much. Did they take one of the others out or just add? Lisa Bay. Oh, wow. I think I did have an Lisa Bay inaugural release recently, and it wasn't bad. I had a really bad one. I can't pronounce the distillery. It's like Abang Dar or something like that. It was horrible, but the Lisa Bay inaugural was actually pretty decent. So I'm not surprised that you know. Oh, it looks like two people are drinking that Krigeliki. Chad and Dram. That's funny. A small world. Man, I've just expected them to channel. They're always tough and surprising. Yeah, this was like out of the blue. He didn't even tell me he was sending it until the day of arrival. I'm like, what is this package that's coming? I think this is going to be a treat. So, man, I'll probably overpour it a little bit, but let's just see what we got here. Have a quick sip of water. Slight spice. Oh, that's nice. Wow. Palate was better than I expected for the nose gave me age. The palate's a little more stronger than I thought, but that doesn't mean it's not still old. Ooh, smooth like butter. Oiled popcorn. Oiled popcorn. Buttery. A bourbon cask. I wonder if there's any sherry though too. Because I am getting a little slight spice. Not like a cinnamon spice. Something a little deeper. Maybe a nutmeg. Wow. I think there's some sherry in here. But I think it's such an old, I don't know. I hope I'm not way off, but I think there's some sherry, mostly bourbon. It doesn't taste like corn, so I don't think this is the non-scotch by any means. We'll save a lot of that because I think that's going to be, I'll probably end up finding out that's like his crazy bottle he threw in there. Orange, all right. Wow, nice color on this one too. The color, he did a really good job in picking mostly pretty close. This one, the blue is the darkest of them, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I'm really curious of which non-whiskey he chose. If it's that first guy, then it'll be easier. If I get another one that's really out there bizarre, then it's going to be tough to weed them between those two. All right. Huh. Oh, wow. This is nice. Huh. Not a typical Scotch smell. So far, I think I have the under 15 and the over 15 and the non-Scotch possibly. I'm looking for a blend. And let's see. I think I might have the non-Scotch. The under 15 or blend. That's going to be the tough one, I think. This one's really, huh. It's an interesting nose. I'm trying to think of what to compare that to. I think I got some lavender, maybe. Lavender. Some like fruit, but this one's more citrus, maybe. Like an orange slash lemon. I'm trying to determine if this is any age in this or if this is just something that's a little more floral, less sweet smelling. It's funny because I'm getting a ton of fruit, but it's hard to determine which ones are, outside the citrus. What is that? Maybe some heather. The worm tubes really make Crickelicky so viscous, huh? I gotta go back and see if I don't think I've hit that one yet. I think it's one of the early ones that I missed in the tour. Do you guys like the that 13 a lot? I know Dram. I think you were having it, and Chad. So let me know what both of you think about that one. What else is everyone drinking? No one's talking about what they're drinking. Hey, Keith, good to see you. Maybe some tea in there. All right, let's go for the taste here. That doesn't quite taste like a typical Scotch. This might be the blend, but definitely going to have to really, really go. None of these have been peated so far, which is interesting. So he's going either bourbon or sherry. One with like a definite space side or a blend was that that yellow guy that I thought was either the blend or the under 15. This one, man, it's. I'm not big on orange here. I don't know. It's got some dankness to it. It's got like chocolate. Coffee. It's like a chocolate coffee. Does not taste like Scotch to me, though. Oh, man, purple and orange are going to be tough to, I think, determine which one's the non-Scotch for some reason. I'm thinking purple is more scotchy than this, though, at least. So that first one might be the blend. That purple might be the blend, and this might be the non-scotch. They're both a little out there. I haven't tasted anything like this before. It's like I'm so afraid this is going to be like the 20, a 20-year-old nice single malt, but I mean, the taste grows on me the more I have it. The first taste I was not really that into. It's very sweet. Doesn't taste like bourbon or corn. Oh man, this is going to be rough. Okay, no scotch. This is going to be the blend up here. I think I'm going to be so screwed. Okay, let's go to blue. This, once I have them all, then I'll think I'll be able to better figure out what the hell is going on. Thanks a lot, Chad. Dry night wedding guest tomorrow. Ooh, congratulations to whoever's getting married. I'm drinking 8.1. It's bloody lovely. Yes, I love the 8. I haven't had the 8.1 yet. I need to get that. I've got the 6.1 and the 7.3 back here, and I've had the 7.1. I've loved it. I haven't tried the 8s yet. I got to get my hands on that. Talisker 10 is awesome. That's one of my go-tos. Yeah, I'm enjoying the process, man. I just hope I don't look like a complete fool after doing this. It's tough because, I mean, you know what you're looking for, and I mean, I have been tasting a lot, so I know what to expect on a lot of things, but sometimes I think the sweetness and the age versus like if something's like overly floral or not, that's when I get kind of. One thing I will say about orange, man, that finish is long. Watch that be a 25-year-old whiskey. I feel like an idiot. And I don't think it's even Scotch, but we'll see. All right, last one. Blow my nose real fast just to make sure I don't have any. Excuse me, guys. Always good to go in for a fresh noser. Is this going to be in my wheelhouse? That's going to be the question. Probably not, but watch this be like an Ardbeg or a Lefroy. Holy moly. That would be in my wheelhouse. Had a little dankness going on, a little sulfur. Try that again, make sure I'm not losing my mind. Because that reminded me of like a Ben Nevis. Man, this is tough. If I'm right about these other ones, I've got a blend, under 15, over 15, the non-Scotch. So what am I missing here? The blend, over 15, the under 15. I guess I'm looking for the one that's not a Scotch, but that it's still a whiskey. Blends, under, over, non-Scotch. I'm so confused. Probably should have started with a 3 for here, Mr. Paul. 5 is a tough one, man. I don't mind. This has got some Each one of two, man. But he might have thrown an older non-Scotch in here too. I mean, that's what's frustrating. This has got more of an herbal, like a hay, straw. This has more of a grainy type nose. It's so dark though. I mean, look at that color. That's crazy. So maybe some high-end Compass box that's a grain or something, Muse or whatever. I doubt he'd throw that in here, but don't think it's a blend. Ooh, it's got a nice, almost like a truffle. Oh man, is this the aged one? Oh, this is going to be such a tough deal. It's got that truffle kind of taste that you get from, I get it off of the Bruichladdich Black Art 4 or 5 kind of thing. It doesn't have the fruit though. Really, that is a real funky. ABV seems low. None of these are cask strength, I don't think. That's one thing that's interesting. He didn't put one that's peated that I can detect easily. I mean, this one could have some like Orkney going on. Really nice chocolate in there too. Wow, this one might end up being the. Oh Jesus, this might end up being the aged one. Yeah, this is gonna be so tough. Dinky sulfur, herbal, hay, straw, truffly, chocolate. Jesus. The other one that I thought was aged was vanilla cream, slight floral, faint tobacco, fruit, gumdrops, old popcorn, bourbon cask, nutty. Oh man. I'm gonna have to reevaluate, I think. Is this I might have to swap some. We'll see. It's really tough. Finish is pretty nice in that too. Man, these are all close to being Scotch-alike. The purple one stood out as possibly not being one, as was the orange. The orange one I'm thinking might be less of a Scotch than the purple. Let's go back to the purple. Purple. Let's see if that. She probably has some oat cakes or something out here. It's purple, man. It can't be a Scotch. There's no way. That is no Scotch. That's definitely the no Scotch. No Scotch. No whiskey, I should say. It's not a whiskey. It's something crazy. It tastes like a freaking gin. I swear to God. But I don't think it's gin because it's so damn dark. But we might be wrong. All right. So I'm definitely marking that as the no whiskey one. It's going to be purple. Yellow. That might be a blend. We'll come back to that. Orange is what I thought. I'm thinking the orange is going to be whiskey, not Scotch. I think that I'm torn between the 15 under and the blend being, man. Okay, so I got to determine between blue and red. Let's go back to red and see which one of these is more of a better aged Scotch. That's going to be tough. Cartoon Face keeps sending stuff and retracting it. What's up with that, man? I don't mind. Let's see. Okay. All right, let's go back to blue. You can tell I'm really trying to do this right, man. A little better of a pour of this guy just to make sure. I mean, I would add water and stuff, but I don't think it's really going to help me. I'm trying to take too much time to do this, too. I think the red's a better whiskey. Oh. So I'm going to stick with the red being the over 15-year-old. It could be, oh man, under 15. It's so sweet though. I think I might give up and stick with what I got here. So we've got purple, not a whiskey. Yellow, that's the one I'm torn to be in a blend. Or see, if it's monkey shoulder, it's a blend. If it's Ben Rye 10, which tastes similar, it's a under 15. And that's what I'm gonna get screwed. I have a feeling. The red, I'm pretty confident that's going to be over the 15. The orange, I think it's a whiskey, but not a Scotch. And the blue, man, is just throwing me for a loop. That's where I'm like, but if it's got to be the, I'm gonna say this is the under 15 Scotch. And I'm going to have to change. I have a feeling that yellow is monkey shoulder. I'm going to be so wrong. It's going to be like Ben Rye or something, but a nice space side. But I'm thinking that's going to be my blend. Okay, so we got purple, not a whiskey at all. Yellow, a blend, probably monkey shoulder. Red, over 15. Orange, a whiskey but not a Scotch. And blue, an under 15-year-old Scotch. Jesus. Yeah, Travis, thanks for coming by, man. Well, he said that after I went through all this insanity that I can open up envelope 2. Pretty sure. I think, yes, somewhere here. Once you feel that you properly identify your sample, you may open up to. Okay, here we go. I'm so screwed. What's 3 gonna be? That's got me really scared. Oh, dude, Jesus! Oh my God! All right. So you think you know your stuff, huh? I'm going to be so screwed. That's the censored version. I will now reveal what I sent you, but not which bottle is which? Oh, you bastard. Once you know what you're dealing with, you may change your answers as you see fit. Hopefully, you have some of each left to retaste if you think you need it. Thank God I didn't go crazy. You now have tasted the following in no particular order. Yamazaki Distiller's Reserve. That's a Japanese whiskey. That sounds great. Do I know which one it was? Man, if that first one I thought that wasn't a whiskey is that one, because Japanese whiskeys are so different than Scotches typically. Could be thrown for a loop on that one. Hopefully, I'll have to go back and look at my notes here and see. Okay, Cardew 18-year-old. I like the Cardew. I do like it. I remember having their 12 and being cool with it. You know, didn't like blow me away, but it was good. Douglas Lane Scallywag, a malt blend. Ooh. The weird thing was I didn't get an overly heavy malt blendy blend from any of those. I think I got screwed on the one. I think it's a monkey shoulder. Hopefully that's the Scallywag, but I could be wrong. Deanston 12-year-old Sherrywood. Oh, that's probably the one I got the sherry notes from. Unfortunately, I think that might be the 12. That might be the one I think that is over 15. We'll get to that in a second. And last but not least, the St. Remy VSOP, which I'm not even sure what that stands for. French brandy. Oh, God. I don't drink brandy. I don't think I've ever had a brandy. No wonder I couldn't figure out what the hell it was. Let me go back to, let's see. Let's go to a different browser here and look up what the hell VSOP is, because I do not know. VSOP? Is that like RSVP? Very superior old pale or reserve designates a blend in which the youngest brandy is stored for at least 4 years in a cask. XO extra old or Napoleon currently designates a blend in which the youngest brandy is stored for at least 6 years. Jesus, Paul, you just went all freaking brandy crazy on me here. My God. It sounds damn good. But damn. Okay. Wow, I got some reevaluating to do here. Okay, so let's go off tasting notes and figure out which one is which. I thank you, Paul, for giving me a chance to redeem myself, because based off my notes, I think I can figure out what's what here. I think. All right. So the first one was the mint florals, the light grapes, light fruit. But that also sounds like a Japanese whiskey. It really does. So I'm thinking that might end up being the Yamazaki, but we'll come back to that in a second. All right. Yellow definitely was not the monkey shoulder that I thought it was. Could it be the Scallywag? We'll have to come back and see. Now, the 15 the red that I thought was over 15 had some sherry notes to it. I have a feeling that's going to be the Deanston 12. So I'm going to pick red as Deanston 12, which makes it the under 15. Excuse me. All right. Now, determining which one's the Cardew versus the other one. Now, the Dinky Sulfur Herbal, the Aged Truffle, I think is going to be the Cardew 18. Blue, I'm going to say, is the Cardew 18. That's the plus 12. Okay. So I've got my over 12 and my under 12 secured. I'm pretty confident that the blue and the red I've got nailed. Which one of these is going to be the Yamazaki? Lavender orange tea. That one sounds like Yamazaki. That first, the purple might be the that brandy. I don't drink brandy, so I don't even know what the hell it tastes like. So I'm purple. I'm gonna go. I'm probably wrong, but I'm going. That's the brandy, which is the non-whiskey. It's gonna be the purple. I did say no whiskey before, so I think I did already have that pretty much nailed. And then the okay, so I need to do the Yamazaki and the Scallywag still. Jesus. Man, this is gonna be tough. Really tough. Okay, so one of them is banana cream, sweet, sugary, monkey shoulder-esque. The other one is a lavender, orange, lemon, heather tea, chocolate coffee. And cross these off so I know which ones I got here. So the blue I said was the Cardew, so we can cross that out. The red is the Deanston 12. We can cross that out. The purple, I think, is the brandy, so we can cross that out. So I got the Yamazaki, and I've got the blend. I'm gonna stick with yellow being a blend, even though it wasn't monkey shoulder. Scallywag. I think that's gonna be yellow, so that leaves orange. It's got to be the Yamazaki, which I did say whiskey, not Scotch, before. So I think I've nailed it. I could be wrong. He said the brandy should be darker, and that was the blue one. Oh man, maybe I need to switch the brandy. That purple one, man. Maybe that was the Yamazaki instead. Jesus, this is such a pain. Okay, if we're going off color here, blue was definitely the darkest. So it did have a dinky sulfur truffly kind of taste, but let me taste it again because I honestly don't think that it tasted non-scotchy, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. Oh man, it tastes so good that yeah, Hillbilly wine. I'm rocking the Kentucky tonight. Oh my god, and the Derby hat. Okay, let me ask you this cartoon. Does brandy have like a real danky sulfury chocolatey truffly taste to it? If it does, then I could switch, but I really do think that this is going to be a Cardew 18 because I can taste age. It's got that truffly goodness that I get from a Brooklotti 23-year-old. The Black Arts. It's got a similar nose and taste. It's 18, so it's only a few years difference. Rancio. Yes. I'm not sure what he means by that. Yes, it could be. Oh, man. Brandy is made from grapes. Think that way. Yeah. And I still think the purple is that. Yeah, I think the Cardew 18 is probably the one that's got the truffly, chocolatey, nice, danky, aged, sulfury note to it. The white grapes, light fruits, florals, and mint I got from the purple one, which is the brandy. So I'm sticking to my guns. I think that who said that? Jason. I think that I think you're onto something, man. If I nail this, Paul, I better get a freaking bonus prize. I'm just joking, man. I really appreciate it. If I do nail it, man, I hope I get respect. Is all I can say. 'Cause this is not easy. Not even close to being something I would consider easy. Yeah, thanks for doing this, because now I have an idea to do for some other people. Maybe if I have the resources. I usually don't drink outside scotch, but yeah, time for the big reveal. Let's see. He said open up 3 once you think you know what you got. Let me verify that real fast before I open it up. Again, you may change your opinion on which is which until you feel confident in your nose and palate. Once you're set, you may open 3. Okay. I don't know if I can do any better than what I did. Hopefully, I at least got 2 right. This is my first try. I will feel good for getting it. Oh man, son of a bitch. Well, the one I thought was the Cardew 18 was the Deanston 12. Now, thankfully, that's not crazy far apart, but I feel bad for missing that up, because I thought from the red, I got a lot of sherry notes from it. Well, there you go. So blue is actually Deanston. Wow. Orange. That was the Cardew 18, and that's the one I thought that was going to be a whiskey, but not a scotch. Wow, lavender, oranges, heather tea, chocolate, coffee. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that being. I didn't think I didn't get the age from the orange one. Just didn't get it. Damn. Purple is the Remy. So I did get thank God I got the freaking. I got the brandy right. Thank God. If I didn't get that right, man, I would have been depressed as hell. Red was the Douglas Sling Scallywag. Jeez, that's the one I was sure was going to be at least a regular Scotch, and I even initially thought it was the high aged one over 15. But it turns out at the final I picked under 15. I thought it was the Deanston 12. So it's got some sherry notes in it. That's what I was able to pick out. I'm not sure what kind of blend they do at the Douglas Lane Scallywag, but it's actually pretty good. I'll have to have another sip. And yellow is the Yamazaki Distillers Reserve. Son of a bitch. And the weird thing was, that's the one I thought that was kind of similar to like a what you call it, a monkey shoulder, or like a space side. It had space side written all over it, and I don't ever remember getting bananas that intensely from a Japanese whiskey. I've had a Nika Coffee by the Barrel. I've had some other Nikas like Takasuru 21, and they're usually really delicate and usually very refined and more light fruity. Did not get that from that. So let's have another go around just to see so I know what I'm tasting, what the hell's going on here. So the blue is the Deanston 12. That I'm cool with. The orange, the Cardew. I guess I should have took more time to try to pick out more complexity with the orange. I mean, I did get like the lavender, the orange, the lemon, the heather, the tea, the chocolate, the coffee. I was picking out so many notes, though. It was hard to find the one that was more complex than the other ones. It's a nice taste. I'm just surprised that I don't like it as much as some other 18s. The finish is okay, but it has a nice palate. I could see. I can see that. I'm not going to go into the purple again, but I want to try this yellow again and see what the if I'm still getting 'cause this is definitely a lot stronger than any Japanese whiskey I remember ever tasting as far as a palate strength. The finish was still going actually in that Cardew, so I should have took a little more time. The sad thing is now that I know it's Japanese whiskey, the nose it is okay. That's so strange. I don't get bananas at all. That's so crazy. Did I get that on the nose before? I wrote it down first, so I think I was. Now it's more of the like the subtle cherries and typical things which you would get off Japanese. It's weird. Now I'm not getting any banana at all. Zero. That's strange. I wonder if your mind, like, if you hear like words and you're used to having something, if it makes a big difference like that. But swear to God, first nose, banana cream, sweet sugary smells. Remind me of a monkey shoulder. Now a completely different experience. That's so bizarre. Maybe a distant banana, but now it's more of a fruit cocktail and a fresh fruit cocktail, a decent fruit cocktail on the nose. That's amazing. Well, I really screwed that one up. I only got one right. Oh my goodness. Well, practice makes perfect. I'll have to do this again, but the next time I do it, I'm gonna do it with three and see if that makes a difference. Because man, when you got five different things, and you're trying to worry about which one's the non-scotch, which one's the non-whiskey, which one's the over and under 12, and the wow, that was tough. Well, that was definitely a learning experience. I cannot believe that ended up being that much of a difference of taste once I tasted it. With cognac, Armagnac, and Calvados. Give the brandy a chance. It's great on cold winter night, especially by fire. Yeah, I might save that one for my stepfather. I'm not sure if he likes brandy, but this wasn't my cup of tea. This didn't really wasn't my favorite. My favorites actually are the blue, which is the Deanston 12, and I'll stick by that, even though it's not as old as the 18, and the that yellow, that Yamazaki Cellars Reserve. That was. But let's taste another thing of this Scallywag. Man, that's so surprising that blend tasted that good. I mean, the color doesn't really do anything for me, really. I don't know what the ABV is on this guy, but let's have another sip of water. I should have known better. I think when I first initially noticed this, it really took some digging to get out a lot of notes. And that should have been my first red flag that this might not be the better whiskey. I was thinking that it could be from age and that sometimes aged whiskeys don't really pop, you know. That was what made it tough for me. Everything was kind of faint on the nose, but the palate was where I got that sherry, and that's why I was kind of thrown off. I thought that was gonna be the Deanston. I still think it's got sherry in it. I gotta look this up. Now I'm kind of mad. I'm gonna see. Oh, see you later, Kenneth. Thanks, Ryan, for stopping by. Let me see if I can get. Let's see if we can get. Let's see. 1 second. Let me get my browser up here. There we go. Let's go to distiller.com. And let's look up this Douglas Lang Scallywag. Such a funny name, Douglas Lang Scallywag. Scallywag blended malt. That's got to be the one. Sherry butts. First cast type is sherry butts and bourbon hogshead. Damn, 46%. Sherry butt will get you every time when you're looking for a sherried whiskey, man. That's when I saw the Deanston 12. I was like, well, surely that's going to be, you know, because that was the cherry wood version. I thought that, well, that's going to be the one. But that's he threw me for a loop, man. Paul, you gave me a tough one, man. You really did, because they both had sherry, and that's what I was depending on was going to be the closer. But I should have got the age, and that's that blue one, man. That even though that's the Deanston, it tastes great. That's a nice Scotch. Got so many colors and stuff going on. I'm not sure what to do. Favorite out of all of them, man. That's a tough one. That Scallywag's no joke. I mean, it's a nice blend. I've never had it, I don't think, before. It's definitely more complex than a typical blend. I mean, it does have the sherry butts and the bourbon hogsheads. It rates really well. Just on the side, I did a quick review, and it averages, you know, better than 3 stars. 3.5, we'll say. And the distiller gave it an 85, which out of 100 is a pretty decent score, especially if you're just being a blend that's not aged. It's not even an age statement. So, wow. Thank God they were quality whiskeys. I might have another sip of that purple just to see if it's growing on me or if I'm still kind of like, eh. I'm so glad I didn't. I was close to thinking that might be the Japanese whiskey, which is really sad because it was so light, florally. It had light grapes to it. Had some mint. Just so different. Thankfully, that one was obvious. I got right, but man, I can't believe I screwed up all 4 of the other ones. It goes to show, if you're, you know, it takes a lot of time to sit down and figure out which of these is which. So, learning lesson. Well, hopefully Lee, Paul told him not to watch tonight, so he doesn't know what's what. But hopefully he does a better job than I did. I'll be really interested to see if he nails it or if he's as off as I did. Hopefully he misses all of them, so I feel a little better. But I doubt he'll miss the brandy. I would doubt it, but we'll see. I'll clean up this stuff later. Let me go back into the comments here. Deanston fanboy. Yeah, it's actually really good. I mean, that one tricked me. That one I thought was a better age, you know, whiskey overall. It was up there with having that older taste to it. And with the truffles and stuff in there, man, I was sold. So I've only had the 18 so far, the Deanston 18. I did like it, It's a little straightforward bourbon for me, but I definitely see the potential of the distillery as a whole. So I would definitely, I mean, after having that, just being their 12-year-old sherry, I'll definitely be looking for some more offerings from Deemston just to try. Not sure if I'll end up being as much of a collector as some of you guys, but maybe. I got so many I've got to get through Benahaven and stuff. It's hard to collect more than 2 or 3 distilleries at a time. It's hard to taste more than one whiskey at a time. Yeah, 5 was a bit of intense. I kind of wish I did 3. I mean, once I got good at 3, doing 5 I think would be easier. But man, Paul had us jump into the deep end of the pool. He was like, "Go for it." These guys have been around a lot longer than I have doing Scotch. I mean, I've drank whiskey my entire life, but never like not to the extent of this last year. So the Scotch has been a whole different story. A huge difference between sitting down and doing, like if I had bourbons and stuff, it's a huge difference with Scotch because there's so many different like tastes alone with just one region, Speyside, for example, or Isla, like you were saying. Is this something about doing I saw that before you retracted it, Loch Ness, about maybe doing an Isla tasting. That would be cool. I think I would do a hell of a lot better actually on an Isla one than I did with this guy. This was so like spread out. It was really hard to determine what was what. But with if we're talking like all like similar, like if it was like Campbelltown or if it was all Isla, I could probably do a better job, I'm thinking. Just because it's easier to determine a Freud PX versus a Lagavulin Distiller's Edition, or something like that, I'm thinking. But until you do it, it's hard to say what you're going to be able to do. I'm just so glad I wasn't like 0 for 5. 1 for 5 is bad, but I'll take it. I just can't believe I had that much of a struggle with that Deanston and the Scallywag. But the sherry is what threw me off. They both are sherried. Damn it, Paul. Next time pick something that doesn't both have sherry in it. That would have been a little easier. Like if you had like a Springbank 14 bourbon in there versus the Deanston sherry, then I would have been like, okay, this is a little more manageable. But oh well, it is what it is. Well, thanks so much for stopping by, guys. I'm going to turn it in for now. Next time I see you guys, I will have a little something special, I think. I was going to do it this week, but since things kind of blew up on the Scotch for Dummies side and they were not able to have a show, and I just wanted to get at least a show out there for you guys to be able to hang out and watch. Next time we'll be doing this interesting bottle here. It's the Glenlivet Code. I'm not sure if you've seen it. There's the Alpha and Cypher that's been out there. This is interesting. The master distiller, Alan Winchester, lays down the challenge. Do you have what it takes to unlock the taste? And I haven't done this yet. I've heard that, like, you go to Shazam and you scan a code on the back of the bottle or something, and it takes you to a deal where you can talk about the notes. And I'll give a sneak preview. Really cool packaging. I mean, I'm not usually one for marketing, but they do a really good job with the lettering and some of the mystery about it. This is the first bottle, and Lee's gonna hate me for saying this, but this was the first one that I had to put water on it to enjoy it. It wasn't bad after I put water on it. It was great, and I'll get to more details on the whiskey when we go over it. But my initial experience was not a pleasant one, actually. But after thinking about it, putting a couple drops on it, completely different experience. And this is one of those that, it's 48%. They leave you some room to play with. You got to take advantage of that sometimes to make maybe what you would consider a subpar scotch to be the scotch that you want. Age on this, not quite sure. This is actually a non-age statement technically. If I had to take a guess from the taste and the experience, I'd be surprised if it was younger than 7 to 10. I'm thinking that's probably where, but it does have a lot of interesting things going on with the overall experience. It was very bitter at first, and I'm not a huge grapefruit fan, and I think it had that going on the initial palate. After putting some water on it, I think it really completely changed the experience where there was no more grapefruit, and I really enjoyed it after that. And I'll get more details after that deal. I'm a big fan of the 12. The 15 is pretty good. Haven't had anything outside of that until this one, but we'll go into more detail on this guy. And this is the actual bottle. The look of the bottle, it's pretty cool. It's quite quite mysterious. You're not quite sure what the hell's going on. And when I do the review, also it'll be a long form. It won't be a short one. I'll get the Shazam out and see what the hell's going on with that, and see what it's what it's about. Because yeah, I think there's some good casks going on with it. It was just a little too bitter for me at the beginning, and sometimes that happens. Some people love that. They love a little grapefruit. They love a little mineral action. That's just not for me. But thankfully, it was resolvable. Resolvable, is that a word? I hope so. Glenlivet Madura Sherry is excellent. I need to get that. I've had the Glenlivet. I will say I did try one of their peated Madura offerings. It was not for me because it was so lemony. It was like eating the biggest lemon meringue pie you've ever experienced. And if you love lemon meringue pie, that would have been your most favorite scotch. But for me, I hate lemon meringue pie. So when I took a big swig of that, I was like, no thank you. But I do love some sherry, so I will be looking into maybe getting my hands on a little bit of that Glenlivet Madura sherry if I can. Good idea, Loch Ness. Well, thanks so much for stopping by, guys. I'll see you guys here maybe shorter than next week. I am going to try to get some. I've been saving some heels of some bottles that I'd like to do some quick 5-minute reviews. If you haven't checked out my recent Highland Park Valknut review, I did a 5-minute. It ended up being 7 minutes. Excuse me for being the first one being over. But I'm going to try to keep them to 5 minutes and just do a pop in and out review. I'm going to do them live, though. I don't have the time or the software to sit down and learn how to do editing and videos and all that insanity. So I'm just going to turn the camera in, try my best to get through a nose, a taste, and a finish, give it a score. I think I did okay on the Valknut. I think I missed one thing, was the price. And just to help you guys out, if you do go back, it was $87 before tax. So it's 9% here in Maryland, and so pretty good dram. Go and check it out if you haven't. Give me a thumbs up, please, before you leave, if you don't mind. And hopefully get you some more of the quick fire 5-minute reviews. I'm just going to call them. I'll try to put them in, consolidate them, so you guys have an easier time of finding them once I have more available. And we'll still do the long form reviews. They're more of like hangouts. I consider the hour and a half ones just hangouts and chilling with my friends. And I really appreciate it, Loch Ness and Jason, Cartoon, Scotch for Dummies. Thanks as always for being a great lead in, and even when you guys don't go on, appreciate it. And to Generously Paul for giving me a really nice range of whiskeys plus a brandy to try. It's not that I dislike the brandy, really. I just have to, I think, get used to the taste. I've always wanted to try brandy Alexander. I know it was like John Lennon's favorite drink. Never had one though. Had to try that maybe. I'm not sure if you can use this kind for that, but be an interesting try. Well, Salanchava, and I'll see you here hopefully soon with a 5-minute review. And if not, then definitely next Thursday after the Scotch for Dummies. Hopefully their internet connection is much better by then. Thank you, Cartoon, for stopping by as always, and see you guys.